So we went to Washington, D.C., and I'm going to talk about where did we stay, what did we think of the sights, and would you want to go there as well? So we stayed at the AC Hotels Capitol Hill Marriott. So the location was fantastic. We flew into Reagan National Airport, so it was only 10 minutes drive from that airport. That airport, if you haven't been there, is small, but very, very efficient. Our baggage came right away. So again, it has a kind of a small, narrow lobby, I would say, with a convenience area and a bar when you first walk into the hotel. It's literally 5 blocks from the Capitol, so it overlooks the Capitol, hence the title, AC Marriott Capitol Hill. So one of the things to note is when you get your room key, you are going to need your room key to get up to the floor of your room for security reasons. We didn't realize that at first, and so the elevator's not going anywhere without your room key. We had 2 queen beds that overlooked the Capitol, and the view was beautiful. It was floor to ceiling windows, so you had a gorgeous view if that is something that you're interested in. It was loud for some. We were with some other couples that really felt like it was loud because there is a highway near that hotel. So if you struggle with that, you might want to be on the opposite side of the highway or bring some noise canceling earbuds like I did. I will link the ones that I use below, the Bose noise canceling earbuds, and I didn't have any issues, and I'm a very light sleeper. There is a safe, there is a refrigerator. It's kind of an open concept room, I would call it. There was a Keurig coffee pot. There was a bench to be able to lay your suitcase, plenty of outlets, so that wasn't an issue at all. The bathroom was small but adequate. It had a rainfall shower head plus a handheld shower head, no bathtub. So if a bathtub is important to you, if you have kids, there is no bathtub in this hotel room. And then there was your amenities, your hair dryer, your shampoo, your conditioner, and body wash, and some other small toiletries were provided. And housekeeping was every other day. One of the things is we kind of felt like the customer service was hit or miss. The people at the front desk were great, but we had an issue in our room, and actually our people that we were with also had rooms where the rooms was extremely hot. Like I'm talking 78 degrees in the room hot. And we had the air conditioning on at the lowest setting, and we called 4 times, and they really never did fix the issue. They eventually brought us up a fan. They said it was kind of an issue throughout the hotel, and I understand those kind of things happen. I think the issue I had with it is we called and we weren't getting any communication back that either A, they couldn't fix it, or if they were even there, because every time we kept coming back from our sightseeing, it still said 78 degrees. So the communication loop was lacking, for lack of a better word. And then on the 4th call is when the maintenance guy said, I have tried to fix it. I can't fix it. Here's a fan, which was fine. We were only there 3 days, but keep that in mind that customer service was hit or miss. There was an awesome bar and grill on the top level overlooking the Capitol. And at night, it was spectacular. So it's called Smoke and Mirrors. And again, you could just go there. Even if you're not staying at this hotel overnight, you can go there and have an amazing drink overlooking the Capitol. Best part by far. They would have fire lit. So you had outside and inside seating and great drinks. We went there 2 out of the 3 nights that we were there and loved it. Also to note, there is free breakfast if you have it added on your room, which is also on that level. If you don't have it included with your room, then there is a charge for the breakfast, but the coffee was free. So again, location was awesome. There were scooters right outside the hotel available. If you like to use a scooter to scoot around to see things, again, the Capitol was only a 5-block walk away, and we walked back and forth from the Capitol with no issues. Kind of small, quaint streets too when you're walking through it. There was a very large police presence. It is the Capitol area after all. And so we felt very safe. We didn't have any issues walking at night or anything like that. So some of the sites that we went and saw was we did get a tour of the Capitol, and that was awesome. I do recommend that. We actually got to go on the voting floor, which is allowed to do, but keep in mind you'll have to have a ticket, so some sort of reservation process. And you will need you can't wear your iWatch or your phone or anything on there when you're bringing that stuff in. So make sure you check into the rules for that, because they do have some strict rules when it comes to that. But the rotunda was beautiful, beautiful sculptures, painted ceiling. Really highly recommend that if you're able. We got to see the old original Supreme Court chambers from 1810 to 1860. And it was just really fun experience at the Capitol. We also went to the National Archives, and that rotunda is beautiful as well. So you'll see the original Declaration of Independence, Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, and very neat experience. You are allowed to take photography, which we were actually surprised by, but no flash is allowed there. It has a little gift shop. It has a little cafe. I would recommend, though, if you're wanting some coffee, which we did on this particular morning, go out. There was a vendor trucks right outside versus going to the cafe. It wasn't very good at the cafe, if I was being honest. We also then at night, and I do recommend if you could go at day or night. We kind of loved going at night, but we went and saw the Vietnam War Veterans Wall and the Korean War Veterans Wall statues, and it really is kind of an emotional experience. So if you are a serviceman, thank you for your service. It really just impacts you when you see those names and those statues. So I highly encourage every American should go see that. So again, thank you if you service this country, because there really is no other service better than that. If you do have a family member or a loved one of any sort, they do have books there for the Vietnam War that you can look it up on the book to find the name on the wall. There's also an app you can download to find that name as well, if that's something that interests you. But again, we went at night and we just thought it was stunning. The Lincoln Memorial was also beautiful. And one thing to note, they were actually doing construction, because you can see, the Lincoln Memorial steps, right? It's kind of iconic to see those steps going up to the Lincoln Memorial, but they're actually putting in a handicapped accessible way as well that they're constructing. And it wasn't open when we were there that night, but it looked like it was soon to be open. We also went to the Arlington National Cemetery. We saw the changing of the guard, was an awesome experience as well. Do note that we took the tram, and that does have an additional cost. You do get a discount if you are a military service officer or, you serve in the military or you're over age 65. It was a very good experience. The tram, if you just do the tram with the tour and only the changing the National Guard, it takes about 2 hours. So we didn't get off any other stops other than that. And the changing of the guard was happening every 30 minutes while we were there. And so that was a really awesome experience as well. We also did a little shopping in Virginia, on King Street. And so that, if you want some shopping, it had some individual boutiques as well as some chain boutiques. There's Waterfront. There's called Irish Pub, Murphy's Irish Pub, that I had my first proper shanty. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And that was awesome. So that was a fun experience. So another restaurant that I would recommend was Filomena, which is an Italian style restaurant in the heart of Georgetown. And it really was an awesome experience. So it's real Italian food. There was literally somebody in the front that was making handmade pasta, and the portions were huge. So definitely shareable. As a matter of fact, we definitely shared both the dessert and the main entree, and it was still too much to eat. The bread was delicious. The atmosphere was so fun. They actually decorate for every holiday. And in this particular time that we went, which was in April, it was about 2 to 3 weeks after Easter. And so the decorations were incredible for Easter. And they said they do that for every holiday. So it's just kind of a fun area. If you like Italian food with big portions, that would be, and your kids, I think, would really enjoy it as well. I also highly recommend the desserts and the cannolis in particular. Then we went to lunch at Circa, and that was good food at a reasonable price. The Thai shrimp salad and sweet potato fries, in my opinion, were a hit. And that really was, during our 3 days, was kind of a whirlwind 3 days, but we definitely want to go back. My husband and I want to take our kids. We want to see more. It just has a vibe. If you haven't been at Washington, D.C., you're going to feel that just that pride in America. I feel like it is very busy. Even during the time that we went, which isn't a peak time, it still got busy at times. So I would recommend getting there very early in the morning, or if you're able to schedule some sort of private tour, that would also be something I would recommend if you're able, but really would recommend. Now, as far as would I stay at the Marriott, the AC Marriott Hotel again, I don't know. The location was great, but honestly, with the customer service and the price point, I don't know if I would stay there again, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't completely rule it out because of the location. I would definitely go to the bar, smoke and mirrors again to see the Capitol, but I might look at another location another time. One nice thing though is it was across from a Whole Foods, so we were across the street, so we were able to get some essentials there as well. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did at all, if you could please give me a like and subscribe. It really does help move my channel forward. And take a look at this next video.